Welcome to the Full Audio Books Short Stories channel. The author, Sandy Ingram, holds the print, digital and audio rights.
A short story of self-determination. Lasett once again sat gazing out of the window with tears in her eyes and pain in her heart. Once again she had loved and lost. She understood she was a good person, moderately attractive, financially secure, yet she could not hold a love interest past 6 months. Once again, Lasett was in a depressed mood because she had loved and lost. What was she doing wrong? The past 4 relationships all ended abruptly. After 3 to 6 months, she couldn't keep a love interest for 6 months, much less get to the altar. Thus, on this Saturday morning, she would not budge from her meditation spot until she understood why this pattern persisted in her life. She was not used to failure, and she was not willing to accept failure in her personal life. She was now 34 years of age. She wanted a child. She wanted a man who would love her and the child. There were certain factors Lasett knew to be true in life. She wondered what patterns in her life represented loss of love after a certain period of time. Did she have subconscious fears that sent men running once things got serious? Meditation was her weapon of choice. Relaxing the body and getting in touch with her inner thoughts was the way she tackled most problems. Sure, it was frightening and definitely uncomfortable at first, but she learned to embrace and accept herself. She learned early on that her relationship with herself was in direct relationship with her earning potential. She knew roadblocks were simply puzzles with missing pieces. Determination was her driving force. She was insistent about resolving the problem on this lovely Saturday morning. It was the belief, the knowledge, the sheer determination which made her believe in herself and a power greater than herself. She was determined to get to the root of the problem. It was a brutal morning. Her mind went in and out of meditative state. She continued to fully breathe, and she continued to gently bring her mind back to her personal relationships. It was not until a little after 12 noon that her emotional roadblock revealed itself. For some reason, deep within herself, Lasett feared boredom, which was her own weakness. The second reason was more unfortunate. Lasett had picked up on one of her mother's worst fears, the fear of being controlled by a husband. She had accepted her mother's fears, and her boredom were a sign of silent anger within herself. She wanted a husband. However, like many people, she was frightened of a commitment. Independence was important to her, and in the back of her mind, marriage would interfere with her independence. Now, after this little chat with herself, Lasett believed her relationships would be free of subliminal fear. Oh, the desire to have a child didn't go away. However, the urgency slipped away as she blew out her meditation candle. Her level of compromise was low, and her fear of being controlled was high.
If you enjoy the short stories created for Sandy's YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when new audiobooks are uploaded.